Welcome to the Humanity Direct Amersham Ultra Challenge 2022. This is a briefing video to give you all the information that you're going to need to make the event special for you and make sure you approach it and take part in it safely. My name's Neil Thubron, I'm the race director for the event, one of the founders and directors of X Energy. So the Humanity Direct Amersham Ultra, I think we're in our 6th year now. We've got 50 kilometres of stunning trail running in the Chiltern Hills. And everything you're doing is raising money for that amazing charity. The entry fee, the donations, the sponsorship you're raising all goes to helping children in need in Uganda for life-changing operations as well as a spectacles program. Our objective with our events is that they are challenging, fun and safe. And it's really important that during this video you watch it all the way through because I'm going to cover the safety aspects as we get through towards the end of the video. It's going to be challenging. It's 50 kilometers. It's going to be tough terrain. It's likely to be quite wet and muddy out there. We want to make it fun for you and we'll do our best to do that. And then we're going to make it safe for you as well, and you need to make sure you do your part in that too. So let's meet the competitors. We've got 225 people taking part this time. 40% are ladies, 60% men. The youngest is 21 years old and the eldest 75. The average age is 46. Many of you I know have done our events before and have supported the charity or supported our other events before. Thank you very much and thank you for coming back. For those who it's your first time, thank you for coming along. We look forward to welcoming you and making it a great event for you. For those doing their first Ultra event, and I'm sure there's many of you doing that. We normally get 60 or 70 people doing their first Ultra at this event. Congratulations on taking the step into the world of Ultra running. It is such a wonderful world to be in, and we're so pleased you've chosen our event to welcome you. And please make sure you get your first Ultra certificate when you complete the event. Go and see Shannon when you finish and we'll get that printed off for you. And thank you to everybody who is raising money for this amazing charity. Well, you're all raising money, so thank you to all of you. We've got one birthday this weekend, Mike Hewson, and we'd normally sing happy birthday at the start, but we're not doing mass starts anymore, so happy birthday, Mike, for Saturday. What a great way to spend your birthday. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Apex Sport, Chorus Watches, Imperial Vehicles, and Precision Hydration. You'll see Precision Hydration tablets out on the course and at the start, which you can pick up and use. So on arrival at the event, please arrive race ready. You will be directed where to park. Parking is limited. If you're dropping off, then please park, drop off and then go. So we've got that space available. Toilets are available in the sports hall and will be signposted. If you have a bag, please leave your bag in the area where registration and the help desk is. And please approach the start area race ready, ready to go. If you've forgotten your number, so you haven't received it through the post, because we've sent them all out through the post with a welcome letter. If you've forgotten your number or you've got any queries, just go to the help desk and they'll sort you out with a spare number or with answer your question. Timing tags need to be picked up that match your race number, and then you're ready to go. So head to the holding area out by the start area, and that's where we'll get you off in small groups. So we're having a rolling start again at all our events now because it seems that that's most popular with you guys. So the ground. Okay, you're starting at the top of Amersham, on the top of the Chilterns, and then you're going down, which means that's great news. You've got a good start, but it means you've got to come up at the end. It's an off-road route over tracks, wide paths, byways, and a few tarmac areas as well. It's uneven. It will be muddy. It will be slippery. There will be roots covered up with all the leaves that have come down. We know that there will be trees down across the tracks and branches down. So all of the usual hazards for this time of year running off-road. And you will also find some areas where there is surface water. There's one section along the Chest Valley which is always very muddy and wet. So expect to get muddy, expect to get wet feet. The weather, it's changeable, but looks like sunny with partial cloud. 8 degrees centigrade is the high, colder in the morning. So it looks like it's going to be a pretty good day for you guys out there running. The risks of the weather are minimal but need considering. So when it's cold, if there's a little bit of a breeze, and there is forecast to be a bit of a breeze next week, you need to make sure you've got something windproof on so that the wind isn't going through and cooling you down. You don't get wind chill, especially when you're sweating. So make sure you've got a windproof or waterproof with you so you can layer off and layer on as needed. Don't overdress as well. If you feel yourself getting too hot, take layers off, because we get people getting dehydrated on these events as well. But so long as you're drinking well between the aid stations and then taking on plenty of fluids at the aid stations, you'll be absolutely fine with your hydration. But be cautious of hypothermia and dehydration. The race format. The race format is a straight timed run. So you go through the start, your start time starts and your tag flashes. You go through the 4 checkpoints where your tag will flash as well. And then you come to the finish and your tag flashes when you go through the finish. That's your time finished. We will have a rolling start from 8 o'clock. Please make sure you go off in the right start so that we can manage the course properly. 8 till 8:30 is a walker's start with an estimated finish time greater than 9 hours. 8:30 to 9 o'clock is the walk runner's start. Estimated finish time greater than 7.5 hours on the day. 9 to 9:30 we're going to get the run walkers off. Estimated finish time greater than 5.5 hours. And then 9:30 to 10 will be the elite runners start. Anyone who wants to win a main category prize, first, second, third, male or female, that's the time you need to be going off so that we've got a mini mass start heading off with all the fast runners in it. We set the fastest off last to create that great atmosphere on the course. So for all the walkers and slow runners, you need to please encourage those fast runners as they go past you. And for the fast runners, please think of something encouraging to say for some of those people who are going to be out there twice as long as you are. Okay, route information and hazards. Okay, the route in general is kind of like a square. You're going down from Amersham Hill. You're picking up the South Bucks Way, which is along the Miss Valley, following the Miss River. You then cut up at Great Missenden and you're going over towards Chesham. And then you're picking up the Chess Valley and following the Chess River. That's where it gets very muddy and wet after checkpoint 2. You're following that and then you're boxing back over via Cheney's, via Chorley Wood, down to Chalfont St Giles. And at Chalfont St Giles, you're picking up the South Bucks Way again, coming back along the Miss Valley and then up the hill to Amersham. Route marking. So those who've done our events before know that we mark the route well. And what we're going to use this year we're going to use orange ribbon hanging down from trees, branches, etc., wherever we can get stuff hanging down. And we're going to use orange paint dots. And we're going to use some of our yellow signs with black arrows which say X Energy on. So just look out for those and we'll show you what all of that looks like when you start off on Saturday. So make sure you've got a good idea of what the markings look like and follow them. So crossing roads. There will be roads to cross. Some of them are busy, one in particular, which is just after checkpoint 1, about 1.5 miles after checkpoint 1. Please make sure you're looking both ways and that you are your own safety when you cross, and make sure you see the traffic. Don't assume they've seen you. On the minor roads, just make sure you keep to the sides, make sure you're out of the way, you're running into the traffic, not on the side of the traffic as well. Other path users, please be cautious of them as well. We don't have sole right over the paths out there, so please make sure you are following the path and giving way to people who, there'll be dog walkers out, there'll be cyclists out, there'll be horse riders out, so just be courteous as we're out. Be cautious underfoot with rocks and roots and all the slippery stuff you're going to find. And so, it is going to be a classic off-road winter run. Livestock in the fields. There are a couple of areas where you will see livestock. Please don't worry that livestock. Please don't go around it. If you've got to go through livestock, try and avoid it and go around it. But if you do walk, don't run. Don't panic. Just be steady as you're going through livestock and then carry on. There is barbed wire along some of the narrow areas as well. So I know it's difficult when you slip to try not to grab it, but we always get people who cut their hands on barbed wire. Just be conscious of it. And there aren't any steep hills or steep descents, but some of the descents will be slippery. Please follow the country code at all times, closing gates and no littering. So there'll be 4 checkpoints out there, roughly 10 kilometres apart. The process at the checkpoints is basically follow the instructions of the checkpoint staff. There will be a timing tag box just outside the checkpoint. Make sure your tag flashes as you go in. That information is then sent to the internet, where people can follow you from the results page of xenergy.co.uk, and they can see what time you went through that checkpoint. Disinfect your hands as you go in. Grab whatever food you need. Make sure you fill up your water bottles. You need collapsible cups or your own cups with you. We don't provide plastic cups anymore for environmental reasons. So make sure you've got your own cup for the squash and the Coke and that kind of thing. And there's plenty of food and water. You are not going to go hungry on this event. But if you do train with something specific gels, specific energy bars, then please make sure you bring those with you so that you've got them in your pack. Okay, safety then. Actions on, injury. If you are injured, so the medics will be out on the course and at the finish. Their contact details are in that welcome letter you received, and they will be on a board at the start area where you can take a photograph, so you've got their contact details. There are 3 levels of actions if there is a medical situation. Firstly, try and get to a checkpoint. If you have a fall or something like, try and get to a checkpoint, and we'll patch you up and get you back out on the race, or patch you up and get you back to the start. If you can't carry on, tell a competitor what's going on. Let them know so they can inform the next CP. Try and locate where you are. Use what 3 words if you can, and then phone us and let us know what's going on, and we can recover you. If it's a serious medical incident, someone knocked down, someone collapses, it's 999 first, and the emergency services will coordinate with our team. If you get lost, please, firstly, keep your eyes on the markings at all times. We have a mountain bike go out ahead of the field to check the markings, to make sure that the ones we put out on the Friday are still there on the Saturday. However, there is a chance that they could be moved, and if they are, then we'll go out and fix them during the event. But keep your eyes on the markings. We also have GPS X files for you to download, so you've got them on your watch. You've got OS maps that you can use on your phone. It's a public route. Just look for Amersham Ultra on the public routes and you'll find it on there. So there are plenty of ways you can get information about the route and make sure you're tracked. And there are links available on the web page. Keep an eye on all the markings at all time. If you haven't seen a marking for a while, retrace your steps until you last saw one, if you haven't seen someone for a while. If you're still lost, give us a ring. Give us what 3 words. We'll try and guide you in. Or ask a local where you are and try and get them to guide you in as well. If you have to withdraw, please only withdraw at a checkpoint, and ensure that checkpoint staff have been told you are withdrawing so that we know we're not out looking for you on the course in the evening. When you get to the finish, come through the finish arch and head into the registration area where we've got teas and coffees and cakes for you to help yourself to. If you've opted to have a t-shirt, the t-shirts will be there for you to pick up. If you have opted to donate the t-shirt money to the Spectacles program in Uganda, thank you for that. That's great news. But if you have opted for a t-shirt, then they'll be there for you to pick up. We will do prize givings during the afternoon as we get results through and as people finish. Finally, look, we want you to have a fantastic event. We want you to enjoy your day. We want you to have a safe day. And we want you to make the whole thing a great worthwhile day out for you. And that's the way to look at it. It's a fabulous day out in beautiful countryside, and you're also doing something great for charity. But please be careful out there. We don't want any injuries. We want you to just have an amazing time. Look forward to seeing you next week.